Hi, welcome back to my little corner of the internet. Today we'll be learning how to make this rose princess. For a list of materials and tools that I use, please look at the description box below. So let's get started. To start off, we're going to make the neck support. We're going to do round 1 with a magic circle with 6 stitches. For round 2 to 24, we're going to do single crochet in all stitches. I'm going to do the remaining stitches off camera. I'll see you back at round 24. Once you completed round 24, you should have something that looks like this. Here I'm just snipping off a little bit of a tail. Before I close it, I'm going to use 2 pipe cleaners here and twist them together to reinforce them. And then I'm going to also fold them to fit the length of this piece and twist them again to reinforce it, and then I'm going to shove it into it so it'll be a good, nice, supportive neck. Then take your yarn needle or embroidery needle and then fasten it to close. Tuck any loose ends into the project. Next, we'll do the arms. We're going to start with yellow yarn and we're going to do round 1 with a magic circle of 6 stitches. From round 2 to round 10, we're going to do single crochet in all 6 stitches. I'm going to do the remaining round off screen. I'll see you back at round 10. This is what it should look like after round 10, but on the last stitch you're going to change color yarn to skin tone yarn. For round 11, we'll be working in the back loop only, and we're going to do single crochet in all stitches. We're going to end up with 6 stitches in the end. From round 12 to 14, we're going to do single crochet in all stitches. We're going to end up with 6 stitches in the end. Once again, I'll do the remaining stitches off camera and I'll see you back at round 14. So this is what it will look like after you've completed round 14. I'm just going to snip off some of the skin tone yarn. Now I'm taking my embroidery needle and I'm threading it through the yellow yarn. We're going to create a thumb with this yellow yarn. So I'm just threading this through to about round 3, but I'm actually going to thread it back into round 2 just because my needle wasn't long enough. And then I'm going to take my crochet hook through round 3, and then I'm going to grab the yarn, and then I'm going to chain 3. Then you're going to skip the first stitch on the hook, and then you're going to do a slip stitch in the next stitch, and then you're going to do a single crochet to complete it. Take your needle, and then you're going to thread it through again, and then you're going to slip that into the hand, and we're going to just tie it off, and we'll have our thumb. Now go back and repeat the steps and make another arm. You'll need 2 for this project. Next, we're going to make the legs. We're going to start with yellow yarn, and we're going to do round 1 with a magic circle with 6 stitches. For round 2, we're going to do an increase in all 6 stitches. We're going to end up with 12 stitches in the end. For round 3, it gets a little complicated, so just follow along. We're just going to do single crochet in the first stitch, and then in the next 3 stitches we're going to do increases, and then in the next 3 stitches we're going to do single crochets, and then in the next 3 stitches you're going to do increases. Finally, you're going to finish off the last 2 stitches with single crochets. You should end up with 18 stitches in the end. For round 4, we're going to work in the back loop only, and we're going to do single crochet in all 18 stitches. For round 5, we're going to do 4 decreases, and then we're going to do 10 single crochet. We're going to end up with 14 stitches in the end. On your final stitch on round 5, make sure you change yarn to your skin tone yarn. For round 6, we're going to do 3 decreases, and then we're going to do 6 single crochets, and then we're going to finish off with 1 more decrease. You're going to end up with 10 stitches in the end. For round 7, we're going to do 1 decrease, and then we're going to do 6 single crochets, and then we're going to finish off with 1 last decrease. We're going to end up with 8 stitches in the end. From round 8 to round 22, we're going to do single crochet on all stitches. We're going to end up with 8 stitches in every round. I'm going to finish the remaining rounds off screen. I'll see you back at round 22. This is what it should look like when you finish. Go back and make a second one, but on the second one, do not cut the yarn off the leg. We're going to continue to make the body. I'm unraveling the last stitch because I realized I need to switch to yellow yarn. So continuing on the second leg, we're going to do the body. So for round 23, we're going to do 6 single crochet, and then we're going to do chain 1. Now you're going to see me matching the 2 legs, making sure the foot are pointed in the same direction. Once everything looks good, go ahead and start crocheting. You're going to do 8 single crochets onto the second leg. Then you're going to single crochet back onto that chain that you made, and then you're going to finish the round with 2 single crochets onto the first leg. You should end up with 18 stitches in the end. For round 24, you're going to do 2 single crochets and then an increase. You're going to do this pattern 6 times, and you're going to end up with 24 stitches in the end. For round 25, you're going to do 3 single crochets and then an increase. You're going to do this pattern 6 times and end up with 30 stitches in the end. For round 26, we're going to do single crochet in all stitches. You're going to end up with 30 stitches in the end. For round 27, you're going to do 3 single crochets and then a decrease. You're going to do this pattern 6 times and end up with 24 stitches in the end. For round 28, you're going to do single crochet in all stitches. You're going to end up with 24 stitches in the end. For round 29, you're going to do 2 single crochets and then a decrease. You're going to do this pattern 6 times and end up with 18 stitches in the end. From round 30 to 35, you can do single crochet in all stitches. You're going to end up with 18 stitches in the end. I'm gonna finish the remaining round off screen. I'll see you back at the end of round 35. So this is what it should look like at the end of round 35. At the end of round 35, the last stitch, use that opportunity to change to your skin tone yarn. At round 36, we're going to attach the arms. So we're going to do 2 single crochets, make sure the thumbs are pointed the same direction of your feet. Sorry, sometimes I struggle with this part with all the yarns and the pieces, so just bear with me. And here we go, we're going to do 6 single crochets onto the arms. Next is to do a single crochet back into the body. You can see I'm grabbing a piece of the outer loop here and attaching it to the body here. I'm trying to make sure that there's no hole in the underpit. So that was 1 single crochet. Now you're going to do 8 more single crochets onto the body. Once again, make sure your thumb is pointed to the right direction before attaching. Here we're going to do 6 single crochets to attach the arm onto the body. Once again, I'm just going to grab a piece of the arm and then attach it to the body so that it won't have a hole or gap in the underpit. You're going to do 7 single crochets to finish off the round. You should end up with 30 stitches in the end. For round 37, you're going to do 4 single crochets and then a decrease. We're going to do this pattern 5 times and end up with 25 stitches in the end. Before I continue the next step, I'm just going to start stuffing my little tiny body with more polyester fibers. I'm also going to start putting the neck support in here first and then filling the fibers around the neck support, making sure that the neck support is in the center, and we're just going to stuff it lightly around it. For round 38, we're going to do 3 single crochets and then a decrease. We're going to do this pattern 5 times and end up with 20 stitches in the end. For round 39, we're going to do 2 single crochets and then a decrease. We're going to do this pattern 5 times and end up with 15 stitches in the end. For round 40, we're going to do 1 single crochet and then a decrease. We're going to do this pattern 5 times and end up with 10 stitches in the end. For round 41, we're going to do single crochet in all stitches. We're going to end up with 10 stitches in the end. And that's it. That's how we build the body, but we're not going to cut the yarn now. We're just going to make sure we have all the fillings in, and we're going to just keep trying to reshape it until we are happy with the shapes. We're going to continue in part 2, so I'll see you there. So like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification button. Thanks, bye!